So like I said in my other videos, the moon over here in the West is our emotional nature, the mother, women in general, how we interpret emotions and how we filter our emotions. In the East, the moon is also the mind. So those two are very much connected. So when I look at somebody's moon sign over here in a Western chart, I'm also kind of, along with Mercury, figuring out the way they think, how they process information, and a lot of times how they communicate or how they come across. Of course, planets in the first house are also going to be indicative of how people come across. But I do look at the moon as the moon is super important. So today I'm going to talk about the moon in Leo and what that means if you have a moon in Leo or you are close to somebody or know somebody that has a moon in Leo. So Leo is obviously a fire sign, right? Along with Aries and along with Sagittarius, but different and similar in a multitude of ways. So similar to Aries, well, Leo's fixed. So the fixed signs are once they dig their heels in, that's it, they're done. So you see a lot of longevity with these. Sometimes it's they have a hard time letting go of things because of the fixed nature, not mutable, not cardinal. But being that it's a fire sign, it's similar to Aries in the fact that it is very out there. So it's you're going to know a Leo moon when you meet a Leo moon, because Leo moons, and I'm not talking about the sun in Leo, and I'm not talking about necessarily a rising in Leo, although a rising in Leo can have a lot of these traits. I've noticed too, not Mercury, not Venus. I'm talking specifically about the moon. When they enter a room, you really truly notice them, even if they're not trying. And people tend to think that, you know, well, people that are insecure tend to think that they're trying to get attention, but that's just naturally their energy, their vibe. They are like, they just light up a room. That's what they do. You know, people can't help but notice them. So because of this, the Leo moon is going to sometimes get some jealousy from other people. Other times it's going to be admiration from other people. But as we all know, you know, the people that are jealous, people that get attention, usually don't have too much going for them. Those are the ones that have to write nasty things on the internet. And the people that have a lot going for them just don't, you know, even bother hating on other people. It just doesn't matter to them. So the Leo moon, because their natural thing is getting that attention, they're going to get a lot of people are either going to really like them or they're really going to dislike them. That's just the way it is. So I think Leo moons, the thing about you guys is you probably don't care that much. They're cocky enough, and I'm not saying that in a negative way. I'm saying that in a positive way, to understand that those kind of people just don't matter. They're just not important, and actually they're kind of pathetic. And the Leo moon knows that. So Leo and Scorpio moons, and there was a Scorpio moon, full moon yesterday, by the way, you guys, I'm sure you felt that. We'll get to the Scorpio moon later. Are similar in that they both do have pretty big, healthy egos. So, you know, but the information is manifested in a different way with both those moons. It comes across differently. But specifically with this moon, you're talking about fiery kind of people that really do steal the show when they walk into a room. So a lot of them are good at entertainment, are good at all those types of jobs. But even if they choose not to live that kind of life, they're still gonna be self-made. The Leo moon, the Leo is ruled by the sun, the father, the ego. So it's all about, you know, the self in a different than a Mars kind of way, but it's the ego. So these people are extremely self-made, Leo moons, for the most part. If there's other aspects going on, then I have to look at the whole chart with Neptune and everything else. But all in all, this is similar to an Aries with this, because their ego is too big to take orders from other people. That's just all there is to it. Some people say that's good, some people say that's bad. It's kind of just neutral. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Our personalities are our personalities. Now, if you are dating, especially if you're a girl, I can't speak for guys because I'm not a guy. Leo moons are fun to date, men. And the reason why is because they're not cheap. And no woman likes a cheap guy. It's just not attractive, right? They're very giving. They're very like masculine energy, you know? Now Leo moon girls, they can have a little bit of masculine energy too. They're not like guys, but they're not all like doormatty and, oh, you can say and do whatever you want to me. That's just not who they are. But for a girl dating a Leo moon guy, they're fun because they're just fun. They're just very, very giving and generous. Now, how that relationship turns out, I'd have to look at the synastry and the rest of the chart, but they're definitely fun in that way. Does the pride, does the cockiness get too much sometimes? Yeah, that is one of their traits they want to watch out for. They can be a little bit too prideful at times. And especially if they're dealing with another person who has a strong moon sign, specifically like I said, like Aries, or even an Aquarius moon, even though Leo and Aquarius are traditionally supposed to get along. Anybody that's very like their own way, like, not going to back down. Scorpio moon can be difficult with them, because what happens is there gets to be a power struggle, and it's no longer about the relationship. It's just about who's going to win, basically who's going to have the last word. So that's what you see sometimes with that Leo moon. Leo is ruled by the 5th house. It's the house of creativity, speculation, love affairs, all that stuff. So again, these are people that, they like to have a good time. This is not going to be somebody boring that just wants to sit around all day and do nothing. These are people that are out there meeting people. They're going to get jealousy from people. There is no doubt. I have seen it way too many times, but at the same time, they're going to have a lot of people that admire them. And the most important thing for a Leo moon is to discern that and realize that the jealous people are just essentially sad and pathetic, feel bad for them and let them move on. But the ones that admire them are probably going to be more the people that they should be hanging out with, and not the people trying to put them down because they're, these people are insecure about their own, personalities, looks, whatever, they're insecure about. But the Leo moon is somebody that gets attention no matter what. They're just naturally going to do it. I don't even think if they tried not to do it, they could be that way. That's who they are. And to me, I think that's a great thing. I like my Leo moons. I like people that are confident. And I think everyone should be that way. So we can all learn a little bit from a Leo moon, right? So next is Virgo, and I will be on that moon sign next. Thanks, bye.